13 pounds of butter at 7:30 in the morning can only mean one thing, and that one thing is that it's finally holiday baking. I cannot believe it's already here. This is my Super Bowl, you guys. I wait for this all year, and the first thing I have to do for every holiday baking week is sit down and write out my to-do list for the week. My baking fit of the day, I am wearing some horns today because we gotta be on theme. And then I bought these appliance sliders because over the last few months, so many people have been saying I needed them, and you were so right. I'm sorry it took me so long to listen. Now, when I plan out my schedule, I have to plan things out by day, by order of things that I need. And I will later be needing this brown butter for some brown butter, brown sugar vanilla cakes, so I got that done so it could cool by the time I needed it to bake. And I don't know if I've mentioned this, but we are baking 13 batches of cake today. It's ridiculous. It's a lot. While that brown butter was to the side cooling, I got started on all of my chocolate cake batches. Just, I'm an idiot. This is the first thing that went wrong, okay? I don't know why I thought Betty could handle a double batch of cake, but she couldn't. Math could have told me that, so it's not Betty's fault she threw up, it's mine. So I went ahead and transferred all of the batter to Patty. And the second thing that went wrong is that I realized I don't have parchment paper, so I had to use a bunch of cake rounds to like kind of match them together and Tetris them for this sheet cake. And like it worked, it's fine. I put heating rods in there to make everything bake evenly. And then my mom, who's so great, went out and got me a bunch of parchment paper so that I could continue baking for the rest of the day. It's so annoying because you can plan everything down to the second but still forget one thing and it just throws off your whole groove. Well, we're pushing through, okay? That first sheet cake was done. It looked beautiful. I got the second one in the oven and then the third. And while they're still hot and fresh out of the oven, I like to flip them over onto some saran wrap and wrap them airtight. This traps all of the steam and makes for a super moist cake later. I needed 2 more sheet pans, so I got started making another batch of chocolate cake. This was a 1.5 times batch. And at this point, I'm stacking all of my tasks. Okay, so that third sheet pan is in the oven while I'm doing this. And then pretty much right when I'm done making the batter and I'm cutting all of my parchment paper, the other one is done, so this one can immediately go into the point. My brown butter was fully cooled, and look at how beautiful and luscious it is. Oh my gosh, you guys, I swear this is the best smelling stuff ever. And it makes for such a delicious vanilla cake. The depth of flavor is so amazing. Speaking of brown butter and vanilla cake, I started making my brown butter, brown sugar vanilla cake. I sold 5 of these in my Halloween pre-order, which means I need 15 layers of cake, which means I need 28 cups of batter. But I only have 7 6-inch cake pans, so I made half of what I needed right now. Saved the leftover batter to add to my next batch later. And this apple crisp Olipop is so freaking good, you guys. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to get more. The next batch of cake I had to bake was vanilla cakes because these are going to be for my vanilla cakesicles. These ones are super easy. As I was making the vanilla batter, all of the 6-inch cakes were done baking, so I took those out, put the vanilla cake in. I leveled all of the 6-inch cakes, wrapped those in saran wrap, and put them in the freezer. And then I sold dozens of cauldron cakes. So the chocolate cake from before was for those, and then I also had to do that vanilla brown sugar brown butter cake as well in the sheet cake. So I started making all of that batter, got all of those sheet cakes baking, and then somehow my math was wrong, so I was short a sheet cake. I was devastated. But at this point, I had already put away my buttermilk and eggs, so nothing was room temperature anymore, so I decided I was going to do it the next day. Well, I regret this probably. Now my next day schedule is going to be all messed up. I have to redo it. But I just didn't have it in me. Look at this face. Does it look like she has it in her? No, it doesn't. We got the kitchen cleaned and reset. I took a shower, changed, packed all of my stuff to go over to Pookie's because I needed to see him. And you guys already know, I had bulldog ramen for dinner and it was so freaking delicious. This was such a long day. Even though so much went wrong, I'm still feeling so excited and positive and ready for the week. I'll see you tomorrow for day 2. Okay, love you, bye.